Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in as always. Thanks ever so much for all your ongoing support, very much appreciated. Welcome to all my new subscribers, and also hello and thank you to all my existing subscribers, very much appreciated. Right, today, hi mate, today we have got absolutely filthy dirty S Cross to be getting into, so I will not forget to go in and examine the dirt, of which there is loads. Plenty filthy dirty wheels, plenty filthy dirty arches, plenty filthy dirty flanks, and the butt is, as you can see, totally and utterly filthy. So exciting times, and today we're doing interior. So as you may know, my partner is up and down the horse yard 2 or 3 times a day. We have the dogs in the car, etc. So we've got fabrics to clean, plastics to clean, vehicle to hoover out, shuts to do, door cards to do, dash to do, rubbish out, etc. I'll show you this one in particular because this is the one we're going to do on cam. I won't talk to you with all the hoovering, but we'll definitely get this one done on cam so you can see the process and the transformation. And I won't go through the products today because I've got them all sat ready to use one by one, but I will of course discuss them at every stage of the process. Right, so I've got 2 carry bags for rubbish, 1 for recycling, 1 for general rubbish, and a box for personal belongings. So first task is get everything cleared out so that we've got space to work. So empty cardboard box for belongings, and I will of course start with the boot so that if it rains I've got somewhere to put all the stuff to keep it out of the rain. Right, the shot's fine. So as I say, couple of bags, 1 for recycling and 1 for general rubbish, and then a box for personal belongings. So we'll hustle through that as quickly as possible. I'll get larger items of rubbish out for good measure so they don't get stuck in the hoover. Just don't want anything that's going to hinder progress. That's boot clear, which is a start. And we almost have a blank canvas to get cracking on. Just going to clear the centre console, and that's the majority of the rubbish dealt with. Right, let's pause cam and we'll get this in for the first part of hoovering. I'll try and get all that hoovered from the offside so that the process is visible once I've done that bit on cam, I'll get the rest of the vehicle entirely hoovered off cam, and then we'll get into the Polestar and dash agitation. Right, what I might do is move the mic for a minute. No, I think we'll be all right. Just going to pull the camera over a little bit. As tight to the door as possible so I've got some room. Right, so that is a solid beginning. So I'm going to get around the whole vehicle and get it all hoovered to a similar standard. I'll spend another 5 minutes on here just getting the niggly bits that I couldn't get while I was working around the camera. But we'll get the entire car hoovered to this same standard. Obviously, I know I've gone against what I said, redoing the boot first, but I wanted to get this bit done on cam. I'll get the boot done in due course. Then I've got somewhere to put my bits and bobs if it starts raining. And I'll be back and we'll start doing Green Star on the dash and cleaning all the plastics and trims and the fabrics. And we're using Chemical Guys interior and upholstery cleaner for the fabrics. Back in a mo. For the carpets, Chemical Guys foaming citrus fabric clean carpet and upholstery shampoo, high suds formula. Lovely. Just to confirm, the Chemical Guys product, and I said it is high foam. You can use it in a IK foamer, and I have done that in the past for mats, but I'm using it in the sprayer today purely because it's for scent and light cleaning power only. So I'm not worried about foaming action. Just going basic wipe down, but it will foam, just to be totally clear. Well, that's all but one mat done. And in case you were wondering what I was using, generic soft bristle brush, which I've used for seats, fabrics, and some of the stains on plastic, and then a stiff Chemical Guys bristle brush for carpets and floor mats, and a soft interior brush for nooks and crannies. And I have to say, I couldn't find the nozzle anywhere for the Hoover, my Amazon Basics one, but I found my partner's Shark. Oh, it was perfectamundo. So, nozzle for crevices, obviously, and soft brush to just quickly whip, get the dust. I've got the loose dust off a majority of areas on the plastics. Easy. So, standard suck and tickle method helps with this sort of thing, straw. Because as we know, it always gets stuck in the fibres, and rather than being there for hours and hours and hours hoovering, thinking to yourself, right, when I get indoors I'm going to buy a really good Valentine hoover. Well, just get a brush. And spend significantly less time achieving the results you require. It's not been hoovered yet. Starting to feel it now. feeling the burn. So I thought I'd do one mat on cam. Come on, Hoover. Right, we'll give it one last bash and then we'll get some fabric cleaner on it. In standard trying to film and do task fashion, as soon as I turn the camera off, easier method. More comfortable, more natural stroke direction. And gravity helping it down. Right, let's get some nice fabric cleaner on there. It's going to be bad delivery for the start because I've got it too full, but should be adequate for one mat. Lovely jubbly, just what the doctor ordered. And then I'm going to use the soft brush just to push across the fibres. And once that's dry, I'll get that. I've noticed a few little fragments of dirt. Always like to get the labels and any branding looking nice. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I will do the same to the others in a moment, off cam, but that is a decent transformation for that one. The others are far cleaner, and this is how we're looking in terms of the trim. Good news is the soft brush took away a lot of the marks, etc., etc., on the fabrics, so less to do in that department. Happy days. Didn't really plan on doing stain removal day, but yeah, all looking good. I noticed a fragment of dirt, but yeah, looking good. So I'm going to get the other mats treated, and I won't put them in, but I'll get them treated now so that they can spend some time drying. Then we'll get in the car and we'll start massaging all the surfaces. And this was absolutely mullered, but combination of using the soft crevice brush on all those plastics helped to lift the dirt. Stiff brush first, softer brush second, small brush for the little crevices. Happy days, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Right, back in the moat. Right then, hope that angle's okay. Now we're going in with Polestar 1 to 10 in the foaming pump, and also a sprayer. And we have one large clean interior detailing brush and a selection of my not for just water. Here we go. My not for paint microfibers. So I'll give that a good agitate. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I am going to feel like I'm on holiday when it comes to the foaming part. That is going to feel like my natural habitat. I do enjoy doing this. Little mark there, see if we can get that off. And that is that done. Right. So let's just do a wipe down. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Let's let that have a little dwell. See if we can get that mark off. Excuse me. Well, that is spotless. I think. So, just going to walk past. Check cam, grab next product. So, what do we think? Let's shut the back door and manoeuvre cam to here so we can feel the frame with the door. Oh, that was lovely. I reckon I can get that to about 6-7 minutes per door. So, Next up, Koch Chemie Top Star. And this is interior plastic trim semi matte. Areas of use: console, interior trim, rubber seals, etc. Spray onto a soft sponge and apply evenly to the surfaces. Leave to dry and where necessary, wipe with a dry microfiber towel. Well, microfiber for the win. Microfiber's doing everything. Prime pad. And oh, it smells nice. Push over plastic trim, avoiding the currently damp fabric. God, it smells lovely. Happy days. As it touched the sort of metallic, it had a nice, satisfying, like moisturising drag, shall we say. Oh, it smells really good. Smells good, feels good, looks good. Just making sure I've got underneath the edges. I always hate to think that when I'm reviewing videos, I notice bits that the camera could see that I couldn't, and I'm like, oh, you loser, I missed a bit. It really irritates me, and I always think, oh, people must be shouting at the camera. Obviously, I do revisit them, but I try to get everything delivered nicely, properly, accurately for the camera. Anyway, trust me when I say that smells great. It was lovely to use, and that is that door transformed. Nice, nice, nice. Obviously I'll have a little surface buff if there's any imperfections, but for the most part that is looking fresh. Let's open another. So we were sort of mangy, flat, horrible, and now we're factory fresh, shiny, lovely, jubbly. Right then, I suppose I should get in and clean another section. So, using a foaming formula, let's just get in for some detail and see what we can get. And that is as wet as I want to get everything. Let's see if I pull the camera back and hold still. It's amazing how hard it is to remain totally still with one hand and film, yet move the other. It's very weird. Oh, I don't want to put them heated seats on. Ugh. They're like the devil. Oh, I hate them. Not for me. Maybe it'd be nice on a really cold winter's morning, but it's not my thing. Well, if you consider where this console and gear selector area was at the beginning of the video, I hope we can all agree that that product has made light work of that and made it look lovely. Right, let's have a look at another couple of bits. I'll load the product up here I like to use that as my palette, because then, you know, I'm not forcing tons and tons and tons. People do say, you know, because it's like not, you know, this isn't solid water, you're not forcing in tons and tons and tons of liquid. However, we all know what electrical gremlins can be like, and I, for one, don't want to be introducing any of those. So that's as wet as I'm getting it, and then we'll wipe down. And I know I didn't do the screen, but the cloth is still nice and moist and impregnated with the product from where I mopped up the door. So that'll probably take a little bit more work. I need another finger to get into these areas, or cotton wool bud, but I can do that off cam. But again, nice. So let's just do this bit while we're here, and we'll get that done. We'll use spray for this bit, just to make sure we're covered. And the spray's more appropriate for getting in the little bubbles, shall we say. I'm not going in the vent. The vent's not dirty enough to warrant a full dig out in that area. Right, we'll leave that bit a minute. Actually, I'll use that same product to get this bit done, just so that when I wipe up, you know, we've got that full vista, rather than leaving a bit unfinished. Lovely. And you can see it still foams up, even when you spray it on. You agitate it nice and quick, and that all foams up a treat. Right, let's wipe this down. I'm only sort of, it's my second try of Polestar. Oh, it's just brilliant. What a cracking product. Wonderful. Wonderful. Right. So you can see where we're going to get to. A little bit of perfection. Happy days. Right, I can see a mark. Well, let's do you. You. And you. And then let's just get the top star on there. To have a nosy nose. Wowzers. Mrs. is going to be well pleased. He says. Hopefully. Right. Wonderful. Well, I'm going to pause while I straighten out my pad. I had unskillfully let it unravel. Prime pad, target area, apply, distribute, and enjoy. We'll try the article of certain death. Normally, like if you're using pearl or something, which I've done in the past for this sort of task, it's like Streak Central. Streak Central. Right. Hopefully that is adequate demonstration. I know I need to just buff that lightly, but adequate demonstration of Polestar and Topstar. Wonderful, wonderful. This bit looks great, as does the door. Super job, all good. Right, I'm gonna get that all done off cam, and then obviously mats will go in last. They're having a dry at the moment, and then we can wash the exterior. Yippee! Back in a mo. Right, that's the interior all done, which I will of course show you in a moment. And I used the last bit of Green Star on the shuts. Just to expedite that final touch of having half clean shuts. We've got the lower on the front. And my partner, I showed her a video from GM Details the other day, while showing her the clip where Graham very kindly mentioned my channel on his channel, which was very, very kind. And on the bit leading up to Graham discussing my channel, he was doing this. Needless to say, the good lady put in a request to have the mud flap cleaned. Mud flap. Sorry. It's me, getting slightly delirious. The fuel filler cap cleaned. I'd already been round with Green Star. It is now Perfamundo. Everything's good in the world. Right, let's get Cam in a position where we can look at my standard favourite bit. But let's have a quick look at how the interior come out. It's funny actually, I was just about to show the interior, then thought, oh, I forgot Nice Star. Which I've accidentally started calling it, for obvious reasons. God, that stuff's cool. So, Nice Star for the win, I say. So, I did go over, like a little bit of foam in Green Star, just cross-hatched over, then a radial motion on the bum parts of the seat, and then wiped down with a microfiber. Easy peasy squeezy lemon. Didn't take long. Boot is, well, really frustrating actually. I made Fosboot look amazing this morning, but this is getting close. So, it's looking all right. Tried to be as in-depth as possible. Obviously have done the top of the parcel shelf and also the bottom of the parcel shelf, because that's how I am. There's a few little marks from doggy paws. Other than that, trim's looking nice, fabric's looking nice, carpet is, to my eye, almost impeccable in the back. Doors, nice. Still some light hoovering to pick up some final bits in the driver's footwell when this starts to dry, but for the most part, doors, fabric, interior is now a remarkably, well, substantially nicer place to be. Obviously cleaned the steering wheel inside and out and behind, been all round the silly flappy paddles, cleaned the end of the gear. Controls, which is always a bugbear of mine when they've got a clump of DNA stuck on the end. Cockpit, nice. Everything nice. Smells clean, fresh, presentable, and remotely appealing. Happy days. Didn't take too long. Right, I am gonna let the dogs have a quick bit of fresh air, and then it is into foamage. I canny wait, man. Right, see you in a mo. Right, that's the interior taken care of. So let's just get a wheel done, one on cam, just to look at process. We have got Chemical Guys citrus wash and gloss in the wheel bucket, and we're going in with Built Hamber auto wheel diluted 50-50 water and auto wheel. Still adequately powerful enough and because it's diluted I can afford to use a little bit more. So we've got that for the wheels, and then good old G101 for the arch liners. And we'll put a little bit of that on the tyre face as well. Nice, nice, nice. Little mist over the front just to keep the product moving. So we'll just use this brush for the larger spokes. Nice, nice, easy peasy, squeezy lemon. And we'll go once round the outside of the wheel face with a Chemical Guys wheel brush, and then get stuck into the wheel fronts. And that should be all we need to take care of the majority of the dirt. And then we'll just have a little push with a mitt just to get any finer details that I may have missed. Nice. That is that taken care of. So I'll get round to do the rest to exactly the same standard, and then it's foam time. Right, we're doing Built Hamber touchless for the foam phase, 150ml MJJC, almost filled to the brim, nice and thick. Lovely. Absolutely perfect. Just what we need. Just the right consistency. Plenty of movement on the panel. Just enough hang time. Pulling the product down. Drawing a little car-shaped stencil in wonderful touchless around the outer perimeter of the vehicle. Lovely, just what we need. Right. We'll get in for this bit and then I'll get the rest rinsed off cam, and then we'll have a little look at the delivery of the auto wash. Before I do that, I've just spotted something very interesting, so we'll have a little look. And this is what we're looking for. Lovely dirt on the floor, not being fired at the vehicle. You can see the dirt accumulating in that drip right there. Lovely, 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 lovely. Doing a good job of cleaning the tyre fronts as well. So all good. Right. Let's just hit that part. So Synergy light is no more. Just see a tiny bit of water action here, but generally she's put up a good fight, but it's diminished. Starting to pull, wings looking okay, not great. So she's getting ready for the full strip with Fireball and then a new coating. Right, I'm going to get that all rinsed and then we'll get back. I'll be back and we'll get straight into auto wash. Right, so that's the foam and the rinse phase taken care of. Now we're going in with Built Amber Auto Wash, delivered using the Auto Glim Polar Blaster, and there's probably 30-40 mil of product in here, so let's have a look. way too much, clearly, but I want to do a good job and I didn't want to risk not having enough. So I'll get that all over the vehicle. We'll wash one side on cam. Get a bit of a hustle on now. I don't know, maybe it's just about right. Not a lot of product, is it? 30, 40 mil. I'll let you into a secret. The container broke. The container broke when I pulled it out the other day. As per normal, I picked it up and thought, oh, I've got loads. This will last me for ages. And then the security seal separated from the inner part of the cap. Of course, it fell on its side and then just sat there going, look, 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 look. Just merrily decanting my lovely product. And in the rinse bucket, as is my current favourite method, 40 ml of Garage Therapy rinseless for lubrication, encapsulation, and just additional loveliness. And like I say, we'll do this bit. I'll do this bit, have a little bit of a waffle. And when I'm getting towards the end of the rinse phase, I'll bring the camera in and we can have a look around the S Cross, because it's interesting to put a line in the sand, if you will, for how Synergy Light is now behaving. Because whilst in my last segment I said it was dead, there are some areas that are still exhibiting ceramic coating like behaviour. So we'll just have a little whiz round just to look at what areas are still exhibiting that type of behaviour. Like I say, just a line in the sand for how it's done. I think we're about 10 months it's been on the car, and in my opinion, for how easy it was to put on, it's done jolly good. Right, so enough of that. Let me get that all two bucketed, lickety split, and then I'll start the rinse process. Once it's almost done, we'll have a little nose at the water action on various parts, and then we'll start getting on some ceramic seal. So, to my eye and to the best of my knowledge, these are the areas that have still got some kind of ceramic activity. You're still getting sheet to dry, but nowhere near what it was like initially. But I'm not complaining. Like I say, it's been 10 months. So bonnet's okay. You're still getting a decent bead on the uppers. On the front wings, and then sheet to dry once sprayed. Passenger doors, pretty much brown bread. This is still looking good. Lovely. Rear quarter. Nice, nice. Just sheeting to dry. Wonderful. So all good in the hood. And that's kinda where she's at. Still pretty much sheeting to dry. I won't hit this, you can see the bead. Not bad at all. Doors clearly flooding on the lowers. So this gives you a good indication. You can see that pool near my foot. There is a pool there where it's dry, and then the lower is still soaked. And we'll get a sheet to dry on there too. So, you know, it hasn't done bad. Right, let's get the Halfords ceramic foam coat on. Right, 50 ml of that in probably slightly too much water, but it's getting late in the day. I want to get this finished, edited, uploaded, done. There we are. Make sure we've got enough to go around. Oh, we have. Good-o. And I'll just get that all loaded up, and then we'll have a little look at the rinsing. I made up far too much. I will admit and apologise. Right, let's have a little nose at the water action now. Then I will pause, get it rinsed, get it dried. Oh, we've got tyres. Anyway, let's just watch the test squirt. And there we have it. All good until next time. Nice, nice, nice. Just what we like. Right, I'll get that all rinsed and dried off cam, and today we're doing Halfords Advanced satin trim and tyre dressing, because, like I say, there's been a lot on. So I'll get the car all dried. I'm just going to dry the wheel fronts and tyres, and then smash on that product. Put a couple of squirts of Auto Glim, Auto Fresh in the vehicle, and then it's done. Right, see you in a moment. So this is where we got to. Let's just have a little examination. I was thinking when I was finishing up, I'm often guilty of rushing that last bit. So paintwork all nice, glass looks adequate, interior's dried up lovely, all looking nice. Done all the shuts to a pretty good standard, so everything's nice. Obviously GM Detail's fault, the mandatory fuel filler cap cleanse. Surprised, wouldn't be surprised if some. Did you ceramic it? I didn't, but I probably should have done. Got the majority of the boot up to a good standard. There's always that little bit, that extra 5% push, which is what I've been doing to the Forester and the Fabio. Can't blame the missus for wanting hers to have some love, eh? I'd got to the point on the Forester where I was rust treating and rust proofing individual screw heads and moisturising boot liner rubbers, etc, etc. Not too worried about a few drips, so I'll start getting this all shut. Lovely. So driver aspect like so, cockpit like so, probably the best shot from here. Nice, 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 all good, all clean, all spruced, all wonderful. Right, let's get all the doors shut, get this on the tripod, sign out. Lovely. Bid you all farewell. Usual thing. It's probably one of the best I've ever done it, really. The Fab, the S Cross. Wicked, wicked. Thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyable, as always. Right, let's keep this one here for any mandatory drip mop-ups. Just pop that there. Anyway, as always, I really, really hope you enjoyed that one. I very much did. The car very much did. I'm going to try and encourage the missus to have a look, because it's that pucker inside. Anyway, if you're enjoying the content, please consider checking out one of my other videos. Really help the algorithm, help YouTube promote my content more. I'm looking at the Foz and the Fab. Unos memento. I've just been doing like little touch-ups on Fab, a little bit of ceramic QD. Same with Foz, been really digging in. Had all these out this morning, rust proofing, and then soaked this in pearl. Lovely jubbly, all good. So that's sitting lovely. So I was trying to make sure I didn't film them. Reapplication of pearl on the mud flaps, happy days. So yeah, Foz and Fab are happy bunnies, and Fiesta's fully charged on her new Noco battery conditioner. Happy times indeed. Right, I have got a redonkulous amount of stuff to be putting away. I can see what's going to happen. Well, I can't. I'm not putting in the Foz. No. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that one as always. Thank you for tuning in as always. Take very, very good care of yourselves. Have a wonderful week ahead, and I will see you again very, very soon. Bye-bye.